Hi everyone, welcome. I've got some Starbucks espresso beans because I'm about to extract their wonderful oils. There's nothing like coffee bean oil that you make yourself. And I do want you to look at these very carefully. Do you see how shiny they are? Matter of fact, let me get another light on the subject here. Just want you to see the oil on those. Can you see how shiny they are? Aren't they beautiful? They smell delightful. Why is that important? Old coffee beans, which you would think would be great for something like making soaps and other products, because they're not so great for drinking. Like, these are the best for drinking as well. But that shininess is exactly what we want. That's the oils. And we're going to extract those oils from the beans. So a good, fresh, roasted, I just love that smell. A bean is your best bet for getting the best oil from it. So we're going to start by grinding them. So it's going to get noisy here. So just bear with me a bit. Whoop, I zoomed a little fast there. All right. And then into the bag it goes. This is sort of going to act like our coffee filter for infusing it into our almond oil. And I'll explain more about that as we go along. But first I've got to get all this ground out. I just wanted to show you how this is just after an hour, how dark. Matter of fact, let me get a spoon here. Just show you just how much from that nice clear olive almond oil. You can see it's already taking on that coffee color. But we've got a long way to go before then. This will simmer for a good 8 to 10, 12 hours before I'm able to actually extract all the wonderful coffee oils into our almond oil. So we'll come back and check it again in a bit later. All right. One of the things I wanted to show you, we're about 4 hours in right now. And this is at a very low temperature, about 110 degrees. But one of the things I wanted to show you was, okay, you can see the nice dark oil here. See how nice and dark that oil is now? But what I want to show you, now this will have to settle. Once it's finished, about another 4 hours, it'll sit overnight. And then you'll get to see more of what I'm about to show you. So you've got this oil here, but down at the very bottom, If I go down and scrape the very bottom, let me move this out of the way here so I can get in here a little better. Do you see that darker coating right on the tip? That is the heavier oil. That is a higher concentration of the wonderful beneficial oils that are in the coffee beans that are being released. And it will separate into a thinner layer, and that is the more, to me, the more valuable layer. But we'll talk more about that when we come back and strain this. All right. Now, what I wanted you to see here, can you see the two tones of oil, the lighter oil on top? Yeah, I got a couple pieces that I might have to get out, but I will go through and refilter this. But notice on the bottom, see this thicker, like sludge? That's the good stuff. So there we have it, our coffee infused oil. Doesn't that look wonderful? Can you smell this? I hope you can. It smells wonderful. All right, so I'm now going to mix in my coffee infused oil with my other oils and butters. So this is going to, of course, change the color of this significantly. But that's okay, because we know how good this is. Now, this is sort of a two-part recipe. Well, no, it isn't. It's a single-part recipe. What I mean is it's going to be for a two-part process. I'm going to make the soap that you see here, which is going to be used kind of like a shampoo, because with that thicker oil, I'm going to be making something different. An oil that it'll be a nice caffeine espresso oil that you can put in your hair and on your scalp to treat it for any kind of conditions that you might have, especially for those with thinning hair. Now, why would I mention that? Well, I'm actually going to link to a couple of articles and studies done that are listed on the National Institute of Health on the benefits of just this, of coffee oil, in helping with hair growth. And there are some empirical studies done on this to show its effectiveness. And so by treating the scalp with the coffee oil and letting it sit on for a period of time, like 5 minutes on the scalp, and I suggest wrapping the head in either wearing like a shower cap or plastic or even a warm towel, something to just hold it in to the scalp, and then wash it with something like this soap. You don't have to, obviously. I'm making this gentle enough, and yet this would be more like a co-wash, which would be a conditioning shampoo, but of course it is soap, so it's going to be cleansing. But after treating yourself with a heavier oil, like the coffee oil, the way the treatment that I'm making, this would be a good thing to add to remove that. And then you can condition well with your normal conditioner afterward. All right. Going to add in our goat milk now. I will be separating this out, and this goat milk is very kind of golden color, not burned. This is from a new mother, and by the way, I'm going to introduce her to you. I'll try to do it. I don't know if I'll get it into this video. I may just do a separate video with the new baby, who Penny is very happy to have. Now, this one's mother, it's not a matter of her mother not wanting her with this one, who I'm calling Tina. The issue with this one is that her mother had 3 and she only has, well, 2 udders. So this has happened before. It'll happen again. And as such, I had to take one of the babies away from her so that she could take care of the other 2. And that's just something you have to do sometime. But it's been good for sweet little Penny. She now has a friend. Okay, I'm now going to hit this with the stick. Just bring it up to emulsion. Not too much. There we go. Then I'm going to add in my coffee essential oil. And I'm going to just whisk that in. To this, I'm going to add just a little bit of TD to lighten it up a bit. So it's not a big difference between the two, but I think it'll be good enough for what we're doing here. I'm using a new mold. This is, I don't know if they're discontinued. Hang on, let me wipe up a little mess here. I don't know if these are discontinued. I got them on Brambleberry, and I looked on there and it just says that they're out. So I don't know if that means they're not going to get any more in. I just don't know. So just doing a bit of a in the pot swirl here. And there we go. So I'm just going to give it one swirl with the whisk. With the spatula. I'm going to get it in the molds. Aren't these cute, the little goats? I think they're just wonderful, considering it's a goat milk coffee bar. That beeping that you're hearing is my washing machine. My soap room is right next to the laundry room. And so you're hearing the washer beep. That's the dryer beeping, saying it's ready. This is my in-between time, between my shifts here. And I had most all this prepped from yesterday. I had everything ready. The oil, the coffee oil, and just getting everything prepped to make this today. I was really looking forward to making this too, because anytime I make anything with coffee, the house smells wonderful. And I was really looking forward to using these new molds. They're not new. I shouldn't say they're new. I've had them. I just had not got around to using them. A few minutes, we'll take these out of the mold. All right. Aren't those cute? It looks like a little chubby penny. I like that very much. Next, I'm going to put together the espresso hair oil. So let's get started. All right, so to clarify, why does coffee, or caffeine, I should say, help with hair loss or hair growth? It's actually very simple, and I am going to post links to the articles on the National Institute of Health, but there are tons of articles on this online as well, and in books. What happens is, what generally causes hair loss, in many cases, not all of course, there are all sorts of diseases and conditions that can cause hair loss. Medications, all sorts of things. But in the case of normal adult pattern hair loss, which can happen in both men or women, this is generally caused by hormones. And in the scalp, testosterone, and yes, both men and women have testosterone. Although women primarily have estrogen, they do have some testosterone, and men have some estrogen. We share so much, don't we? And excess testosterone in the scalp can cause hair loss. So that's where caffeine comes in. Caffeine on the scalp helps to counteract the effects of the hormones on the scalp, thus helping to hair growth. That's it. It's very simple. I say it's simple. The explanation perhaps is a little more simple than the actual science of it and how it all works, but that's the basics of it. So in this, I'm going to be adding some other oils that are beneficial. So I'm going to start out with a bit of just sweet almond oil. It's a very thin, light oil that helps to absorb in the scalp, but also it is fantastic for opening up the pores of the scalp. I'm also going to be adding one of my favorite new oils to use, at least in far as for my own hair, and that is mongongo oil. Don't add too much of that, probably about 1 part to 20 parts. Castor oil, absolutely wonderful for the scalp. Very thick, and it lays down a wonderful layer of nurturing oil on the scalp to help hold in the effects of the wonderful coffee oil. And here goes the coffee infused oil. And finally, that deep, dark, syrupy oil. I want you to look at just how thick that has got. Just sitting here. Do you see that? Isn't that beautiful? I think it's just gorgeous. And knowing the benefits of this caffeine, and boy is it strong coffee smell. That is just so rich and delicious. Okay. Just get all of this goodness in there. And it smells, what is this? It is very much like going into a coffee shop when they're first brewing the coffee. It really does have that aroma. This is just so delicious. Now I'm also going to be adding some natural vitamin E. And that's just to help, obviously we know all the benefits of vitamin E, but also it helps to avoid rancidity in our oils. Because this does have the coffee in it and organic, there is always a chance of rancidity, and so just adding that vitamin E just helps to avoid that. I'm not adding anything to this outside of the ingredients you see here. I'm not adding any essential oils to this. Now you could, of course, add your own. You know, there are some essential oils that have been purported to be very good for hair growth. I'm not sure that I haven't located the science on that. That's the only reason why I'm not adding them. So I will leave that up to you to add your own. This just has that delicious coffee aroma, and it is delicious. So I'm going to be bottling this up in just a moment, and then I will come back here and actually show you what my plans are. All right. All right. This is tricky to try to do this in such a way where I can see and you can see. Just a little bit more. All right. I tend to overfill. And there we have it, Espresso Joy. And it smells wonderful. And this, along with one of these lovely little bars, will be just a joy to behold for your scalp. I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. These will be in the store. This will be in the store immediately, this in about 1 month. So you'll be able to pick these up in September. Have a great day, everyone. I'm working on another video right now. So do hit that notification bell and come back soon, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day. Goodbye.